Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
Your specific person will be magnetized to you when you switch your mindset to this. Hi, I'm Cindy, and I'm a mindset and relationship coach that helps women and men how to change their mindset when it comes to relationships, business, money, and health. I'm also a licensed nurse that can help you manifest your health issues away. I have my Sexy Mindset Makeover Academy for you to manifest all areas of life. It's a really great academy where I have lesson plans in there for you to manifest health, for you to manifest your specific person, money. I have a lot of success stories in this academy. You get 24/7 support from me, and the academy is only $68.99 per month. And only people who are serious about getting their manifestation should join this academy. Also, with coaching, I know I talked about getting rid of coaching for a while, but actually I kind of just came up with a plan. What I am going to do, I'm going to make some changes, of course. And what I'm going to do is it's going to be more like video messaging, or it will be voice messaging. I think that's a lot easier. The price will go up because really you guys don't need coaching. You guys really should just sign up for the academy because you can manifest anything in the academy and you get 24/7 support from me. But I do realize that there are some people that do need somebody to just kind of coach them through. If you're that type of person, if coaching is available by the time I post this video, you can just click in the bottom and it will tell you all the directions what you get in coaching. It is a bit more pricier just because I do have the academy and that's more affordable, but some people just need that one-on-one support. Also, I have a client, Mini Success. I've been helping her for over 2 months, and the affirmation that I gave her was to make $500 per day. Finally, her affirmation started working. Actually, after we got off our coaching call, the next day she won $569 with a lottery ticket. But that's ironic because her affirmation is I make $500 a day. It's funny because I just feel like my energy rubs off on people. Like after they have coaching from me, all of a sudden they're getting what they want to manifest right after we get off a coaching call, and I'm like, what a coincidence. So if you guys are interested, like I said, coaching's down below for you to manifest whatever you want, and we shall begin. So before I tell you guys how your specific person is going to be magnetized by you, so I just wanted to start off, before I became a mindset and relationship coach, I just considered myself a relationship coach, okay? And I used to be very good at helping my friends get into relationships with people, and I helped them get into relationships very easily, and I helped them through the whole process. And this is one thing I noticed with all of them before they got into the relationship, the steps that I had them take to get the commitment. And I'm going to explain to you in this video how you're going to do that too, because if you want your specific person to be magnetized by you, I'm sure you want a relationship with them. So these were the things, these were the mindset shifts that I had them do that got them the commitment and got them to be magnetized by them, and I'm going to share these things with you. So one thing I noticed about the friends I would help with getting into a relationship with their person was my friends were very cautious about who they allowed in their circle, and they didn't just let anybody into their life. And I feel like somebody like that is high value. So if you just allow anyone into your life, you just become friends with people without really assessing what type of person they are, I feel like people naturally will see you as less valuable. And okay, we're talking about mindset here, but honestly, to operate that way is a mindset itself. And that's why I like that affirmation, access to me is a privilege. And that's why I feel like when you truly believe that, you will act in a way that makes people see you that way and take you more seriously, because access to you should be a privilege. Now, before I keep going with this list, I'm gonna have a little chat with you guys, and it's gonna be very serious because I'm noticing some things with you guys. Some of my clients are doing this, and this is like something we really have to talk about, because I don't know if you guys are like listening to other coaches. Obviously you probably are, but I feel like when you take too much information from so many different people, you kind of get confused. And people who have been watching me for a while know that I talk about self-respect and self-concept and having boundaries. A lot of coaches don't do that with manifestation. I don't consider myself a manifestation guru. I just say I'm a mindset and relationship coach. You guys get manifestation and relationship advice all combined. And then, like I said, I talk about changing your mindset for money and for health. But we do have to have a talk at the end of this video. So stay along till the end because I'm going going to tell you what these things that you guys need to stop doing are, because I don't want you guys to be manifesting somebody for like 3 months and then it continues for a year and then you're wondering why you're not getting your specific person. So number 2, we're gonna stop reacting to unattractive behaviors. With a specific person, some of you guys are like, okay, they're saying they don't want to be with me, they're doing this, they're doing that. How do I turn this into a relationship? And a lot of the times there will be a lot of things that occur that you shouldn't have ignored, so it didn't get as far as it is now, and you probably would have had the relationship a long time ago. And I'm gonna explain this. So don't ignore bad behavior. I don't know how this became something that's normalized, but ignoring bad behavior is actually a bad thing. I know at manifestation it's all about being delusional, and yes, I do believe changing your mindset obviously is something that is required to create the life that you want, but also you still have to have common sense. So are you gonna walk in the middle of the street when you see a whole bunch of cars just driving by, or are you gonna be like, oh, I could just affirm that if I get hit by the car, I'm gonna be okay? So right there, that should tell you that some things I do feel like you just need to adjust with your behaviors. It's not like you're necessarily taking any action, but there's some things that you need to stop doing. Now, not reacting, for example. So if your specific person is doing something you don't like and they're telling you they don't want to be with you or something, the way I handle this and what has always worked for me is I just don't respond. I don't react, I don't ask, and I notice when I do that, they change their mind pretty fucking fast. And you guys are getting upset, you're trying to change them and seeing what you can do to get them to stop acting this way. This is not how you need to be operating. It's funny because I had one of my viewers comment on my video and he was like, I don't necessarily have to set boundaries, I just don't engage with them, I just stop talking to them till they finally act different. And that is setting boundaries, okay? I think when we hear about setting boundaries, we think that setting boundaries means, oh no, you need to do this so I can feel better. That's not what I'm saying. Setting boundaries is also by you not reacting and responding. If they're acting a certain way, quit responding to it, quit giving it your energy, take your focus off of it and ignore their ass. You guys do not have to talk to somebody that's disrespecting you. Quit putting yourself in situations that don't make you feel good. This is why sometimes I feel like using the term everybody is you pushed out is a little toxic, because people think that they can put themselves in undesirable circumstances simply just because they can change it with their mindset. Yes, you can change anything with your mind, but also why would you put yourself in that? It doesn't make any sense to me. If they're the version that you don't like, I think common sense would to just not engage, okay? That is setting boundaries. Let's say you have an unattractive behavior with your specific person where they keep canceling plans or they cancel dates. This is how you're gonna do this. Now, when I had people that I like do this to me, what I do, because usually they'll tell you, they'll be like, I'm not really feeling it, or what I do is I don't respond. And funny thing is they change their behavior right away. Magically now they're gonna come pick you up, because you know why? You just showed them that you don't give a fuck. You know why? Because you operating that way shows how you value yourself. And let me tell you, these behaviors are only gonna temporarily work if you haven't changed your mindsets. So we want this to work long term, and that is by you working on your mindset. That's why in my academy, everything is designed for you guys to change your mindset with anything you want to manifest. So yes, set boundaries. And setting boundaries, you don't have to tell people your boundaries. You don't have to explain to people what they are, because that right there shows that you're just trying to force the situation at that point. You don't have to say anything. I always tell you guys, don't even react. Don't say anything. Just ignore. Choose to respond to things. You don't even have to respond to certain shit. Choose your responses wisely. Okay? Somebody's trying to cancel a date with you, don't even say anything. Just leave them on red. Especially if they did it last minute. They don't even deserve a response at that point. They say they don't want a relationship. Ignore their ass. Don't even respond to that message. Don't even continue having conversations with them at that point till they give you what you want. Okay, you can do that too. And honestly, I've done that and it works wonders. This is not playing games. This is just simply, okay, let's say they've canceled a bunch of times and it just seems like an emergency just keeps happening last minute. I think we all have common sense to know that that's probably just not the case at that point. Okay, so if you just keep making it seem like it's okay for them to do this, then at that point, they're going to continue doing it. That's just human behavior, okay? You guys need to quit putting up with things that you're really not okay with and brushing it off just because you know about manifestation. No, you don't make that okay. If they cancel on you last minute, they're going to think it's okay doing that continuously. Number 3, have high standards and have boundaries. I already kind of talked about this a little bit. And mind you, do not set boundaries just to get outcomes. Set boundaries because everybody should have them, right? I hate when people get uncomfortable when I state have boundaries, because 9 times out of 10 it's people who don't have self-respect, and it's very hard for them to do that. It isn't hard to have boundaries when you have a good self-concept. I will always say this in every video. It's really not. You know your boundaries are crossed when you feel uncomfortable in the moment and you're just agreeing to something that you really don't want to agree with, and you're only agreeing with it because you don't want to make things uncomfortable and you're caring more about that person. So yes, quit ignoring that. If you feel uncomfortable and you're ignoring your feelings, you have a very hard time setting boundaries with people. And I already stated this, people who don't set boundaries with themselves also don't respect other people's boundaries either. So if you notice that people get irritated with you easily, or people don't respect you easily, it's probably because you disrespect them too, because you don't have respect for yourself. Also, this isn't a client of mine, but this is somebody that watches my YouTube quite a bit. She was stating how, you know, her and her specific person were in no contact for a month. He had her blocked, and then, you know, you guys seen this success story. He had her blocked for 1 month. He unblocked her, right? Contacted her, and she allowed him to see her that night at 12 midnight or whatever it was. It was in the middle of the night, and he spent the night, and she said, thank you for that, and, you know, all your videos. And I can't wait for the relationship. I think it was like 2 days later she said that. She said she regretted having him spend the night and wish she never did that. And she was like, yeah, I know you talk about setting boundaries. Had she not fucking did that, she would have had that relationship. I'm just being honest, okay? I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. She would have had that relationship had she not did that, had she not operated that way. I don't care. You have to change. Why do we think, I don't know where this concept came, that when we're manifesting, it's about changing the external. It's not about changing the external. It's about you changing, okay? You have to behave differently. You have to respond differently. You have to change your mindset. Nobody else, okay? Because when you start behaving and acting and responding, you're manifesting the behaviors you need to bring this in your reality. That's because of you, and it's not because of anybody else. The problem that you guys are having is you think you can change this person without having to make any type of changes. That's just not how this shit works, okay? That's why I'd say, yeah, robotic affirmations are amazing to use for manifesting a specific person, but if you don't have the beliefs in alignment, it's not gonna stick. And that's why I like to you guys use robotic affirmations for self-concept and for your specific person. Now, she regretted this, and you guys need to quit doing that, because what does that behavior say right there? He had you blocked for a month, and as soon as he hits you up, you're gonna ignore that because of how you're feeling in the moment, and you allow him to stay the night, and you didn't get what you want. The problem is you guys are bending your boundaries, bending your standards for one person that disrespected you, because you think if you bend your boundaries, you're going to get what you want. You feel like if you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, the relationship's going to happen. That's not how this works. It's not going to fucking happen. What's going to happen is you're gonna feel insane and feel like you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're going to feel very upset because you thought you were doing everything right, and here you go wasting a whole month. And you didn't waste a month, because anything can change instantly. He didn't change because you fucking didn't. I know she's watching this video, and this isn't to be mean. It's just, I don't want you guys, any of you guys, doing this. He did not change simply just because she didn't. So I think it's common sense. And like, look at this logically without like manifestation. Logically, it makes sense why he went back to the old like why he didn't commit to her. That behavior right there says, I'm okay with us being a friends with benefits. And she told me she wants to change his friends with benefits situation around to a committed relationship. That's not acting like somebody that gets commitment. You're acting like somebody that's a friends with benefits. You have to change your identity. That's why I love my academy, because it's changing your identity to manifest it. You have to change. How is this going to happen without you having to do any type of work for yourself? It's not about them, it's about you. That's why you didn't get what you wanted. Number 4, quit making excuses for yourself. I notice a lot of people have this problem where they make excuses for themselves. They're like, oh, I don't want to do that because of this, or like, I want to manifest my specific person, but this area of my life sucks. And I've talked about this a lot. Quit making excuses for yourself, because the more you make excuses for yourself, your specific person is going to make excuses for you too. Okay, it's just the reflection. Okay, we talk about the reflection of manifestation. People reflect you back to you. If you're you're making all these excuses about yourself, bending over backwards for people, jumping up out of your bed at 12 midnight, knowing you have to work in the morning, just like I explained what my viewer did, bending over backwards and neglecting yourself and doing stuff like that isn't going to get you what you want. Stop that behavior altogether. Your behaviors say what you believe to be true about yourself and what you believe about other people, because that right there is not okay. It is not okay to be jumping up at 12 midnight just because your specific person hits you up right away because you missed them even though they had you blocked for a month. I hope you guys are not operating that way. All because you've been doing that mindset work, it means nothing. So what I wanted to talk about in this video that's very important is I've been having some clients, I'm not going to put their personal information out, but I'm going to just give you guys a baseline of these situations. So I had one client, she told me how her specific person told her 3 days after them conversating and texting that he's in a situationship. And where she went wrong with this was telling her specific person that this was okay. And she told me how she went over his house a couple times. He did cook for her and they went on a date or two or something like that. But eventually he told her he didn't want to talk to her, he didn't want to break her heart or whatever. Obviously that happened, and I'm going to tell you why. Of course that happened. Of course that happened. Let me tell you. Where she went wrong was telling him it was okay for him to be in a situationship. The problem is you guys are manifesting somebody, or you know about manifestation, and you think it's okay to put yourselves in really toxic situations. And yes, I said toxic because that is a toxic situation. I'm in a situationship. Here's my thing. When you tell somebody it's okay for something bad that they're doing or something you know is going to make you uncomfortable. She stated that she didn't care only because she didn't know what was going to go on with this or whatever. She didn't, at that time had feelings. But it still shows that you have a poor self-concept, and let me tell you why. Because if somebody told me this, whether I had feelings for them or not, you're wasting my fucking time. Like, I'm not giving you my time. I don't deserve that. That is beneath my fucking work, okay? Now, when you say it's okay that you're in a situationship and I will still deal with you while you're going through this, that behavior is a physical manifestation of you believing that you're not worthy, not having self-respect, no boundaries, believing that your time is precious. Also, what that behavior states is, I'm okay with being a side piece. I'm not the priority. That's what that says. I'm not the priority. And if I sat there and told a man, yeah, it's okay if you're in a situationship, automatically putting yourself in a situation where there's a third party involved and they're the priority and not you, and you're putting yourself in a position where you are the side chick at that point. And I'm just being fucking honest, okay? You did that to yourself. And if you want me to be honest, the only reason somebody would be comfortable enough to fucking say that to you is because people subconsciously pick up when you have poor self-esteem. Any men that's watching this video, comment below if you fear losing a woman. Are you gonna say some shit like that, whether that's going on or not? Probably fucking not. If you feel like this woman would quit fucking talking to you if you mention that, you would not bring that up. You would just handle the situation appropriately without her having to know that, okay? I'm just being honest. If a guy says that to you, he already got the vibe that you would be okay with that. And he doesn't give a fuck only because you don't give a fuck about your time, so therefore he can't. Not because he's a bad person, but because of how you view yourself, because of your self-concept. Okay, this is all about how you perceive self, not about them. And the other thing I didn't like is that she was giving him all this time, coming over his house the first time. Me, automatic no, but this is me. I would never go over a guy's house first day, especially when he's telling you that he's in a situationship. So you're giving him all this time. That's not gonna get the relationship, honey. I'm just keeping it real. So this is what I wanted to talk about. And then I had another client a couple days ago. She told me that her specific person, she's been manifesting them for years. She's saying affirmations like, he texts me all the time. We spend time together or something like that. Or, they spend time together. He texts me all the time. He wants to be around me. Something like that. And then she has one affirmation for the commitment. She tells me it's been a whole year and nothing has happened, but he is doing all this other things. And this is probably what a lot of you guys are doing. You're getting fast dopamine from little shit. You want the relationship, but you're mainly focused on them texting you a lot, them taking you out on dates. And you start getting that, and then you don't really care too much about the relationship. And then it's kind of like, no wonder a whole year has went by with this, because it's not getting anywhere. I want you to leave all that alone with the texting and calling and put mainly your focus on a relationship and speed this up. Because me, I wouldn't do that. Like, that's not how I value my time. If it's been a year and I don't give a fuck, I'm just keeping it real, and I've been manifesting somebody for a whole year and I'm spending time with them, all this time with them, it's been a year and it hasn't working, you are doing something wrong. Obviously, she was smart enough to get coaching from me. She got that point. The thing is, it doesn't take that long. But the thing is, time really doesn't matter. But I'm not going to be me, because I value myself. I'm not going to spend time with a man that much, go on dates. And yeah, he's doing that, taking her out on dates and being loving. But I'm not going to give you that much of my energy for a whole year. At some points, I'm going to cut that shit off, because I'm just not operating that way, because that behavior says I have to wait to get what I want. If I just go on a few more dates with him, then I'll get the relationship. That's what the problem is. You guys are coming in with this mindset of, I have sex with him, then I'll get the relationship. If I just have sex with him a few more times, if he just comes over this night, then I'll get it. Like, you guys can do all those things, but the problem is a lot of you guys are thinking this way, and that's why you're not getting what you want. Like I stated, getting what you want isn't the problem. Your behaviors always will show you guys what you truly feel about yourself, what your self-concept is, what your limiting beliefs are. You guys will sit here and tell me, I am super confident. I am very confident. I know what I'm doing. You guys will tell me this story and I'll be like, yeah, you're confident, but you still have limiting beliefs. And the thing is, you can be very confident, right? But here's the thing. Porn stars are also confident too. And clearly anybody can be confident and still not get their shit. Just because they're confident, you can be confident and put yourself in a situation you don't want to put yourself in. You can be confident enough to get hit by a bus, okay? So the problem you guys are having is you guys can just simply adjust a simple behavior. But the problem with manifestation is sometimes people are like, okay, well, I can do anything, so I'm just gonna put myself in undesirable situations. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say value yourself, I really mean value yourself and work on self-concept, because self-concept will always show you what you believe about yourself. If you're putting yourself in undesirable situations, that is your physical manifestation of how you view yourself. Because I'm sorry, but the situation with one of my clients, like, so I'm not going to put all the details here or put any of her information. Very lovely lady, but there was just some simple adjustments. But this was just all from her limiting beliefs. We can have limiting beliefs without being aware of them. That's what they are, right? Limiting beliefs are below the surface. So you guys are doing manifestation, but the problem is you guys are ignoring your problems, ignoring how you're feeling, your emotions, and you're really not okay with what's going on, but you're lying to yourself. If something's going on for a whole year, you don't want to lie to yourself and put yourself in something that you're really not okay with. The reason why you're ignoring that it's been a whole year and that this is going on is because you feel like it's going to just all change in one day without you having to apply any type of change within yourself. Manifestation is not about changing things out here, it's about changing you. That's the problem that we have with manifestation now, is we think that it's about changing the external and we don't have to do any type of work. That's not how this shit works. And also, I'm gonna be 100% honest. So if somebody told me, hey, I'm in a situationship after 3 days of getting to bond with them and talking to them, if I don't like them, I'm just gonna ghost them, okay? Now, if I do feel like there's something there, I'm gonna be like, okay, get rid of them and then we can continue talking. Okay, get rid of that, because that right there shows that you have a belief of, I'm chosen, I am the chosen one, I'm the one that gets commitment, I am the priority, okay? That's what that states. That behavior says that. And just like I stated how one of my viewers allowed that man to come to her house in the middle of the night, that's not self-respecting, okay? If it's 12 midnight, you know you have things to do and you didn't plan on somebody being over, you don't just stop everything you're doing to allow a man over your house that had you blocked for a month. I don't give a fuck. It shows that you're desperate, and honestly, there's still a bunch of limiting beliefs right there, because she had told me she regretted allowing him to come over. Of course you did. That doesn't even make any type of sense. Yeah, of course he did. and you didn't get what you want, because that right there says that I believe that I have to put myself in undesirable situations because I can't get what I want. You believe that doing that's going to get you what you want, but ironically it doesn't, because it's the same thing as insanity. You're doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That's the problem. We think it's all about changing them. We're so fixated on the external, we just forget how we feel. And, oh, well, they hit me up. Oh, forget that they did this and they can just come over. And I almost guarantee you it's not going to work out very well. You could easily get the commitment by just adjusting some things. Some things you could just simply adjust by a simple behavior change, by just not responding, not reacting, not giving it your attention. So if you like my video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Like I said, my academy is down below for you to manifest a better self-concept, health, money, in all areas of life. And see you for my next video.
Bring that ass back like a boom, boom, boom.